日本人ですか？
聞こえます。
英語わかりますか？
Yeah?
Got a question for you, bro.
What's up?
After you die, what happens?
Nothing happens.
What about your soul?
My soul?
Yep.
I mean, my soul, I myself is my soul.
Who's saying that? That's
I
you?
that.
That's right. Your soul, your energy will go on forever. Where will your soul be when you die?
My energy, if I die, my energy won't exist.
Let's say you're right. You die, nothing happens. You got no worry. But what if you're wrong? What if you die, you wake up in hell with no escape? Wouldn't that be tragic?
Yep, I think so.
It doesn't have to be that way, you know. The Bible, it tells you how to go to heaven. You ever heard it?
Yeah, but what if the Bible was wrong?
Then we die and nothing happens.
No. What if Jesus was telling lie?
Then we die and nothing happens. The end.
Oh, what if Jesus was lying, and then if whatever Jesus you follow Jesus, you will go to hell?
Well, that would be interesting. But here's the gamble that you take. If you're wrong forever. If I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. I die and nothing happens.
No. That's your bias. What if whatever you're following is the path to hell?
I would ask, why does hell exist?
Yeah, why does hell exist?
I'm asking you. You're putting it to me.
No, you started it. Because I personally don't think heaven or hell, neither heaven or hell exists.
If what you believe is wrong, would you want to know?
What?
If what you believe is wrong, would you want to know?
Would I want to know?
Yeah, if what you believe is not true, would you want to know?
Yeah, of course. I want to know everything. I want to know everything about this world.
Let me put it to you this way. How do you think we got here?
We evolved.
Uh-huh. Where did the first life come from? I mean, like, everything.
First life comes from this unicellular animal from the sea.
You're talking about before that, like the Big Bang. You believe in the Big Bang?
Big Bang, I believe in Big Bang. Well, I'm not sure because I'm not that smart, so I'm not sure.
You know, there's some problems with the Big Bang. Have you ever heard them before?
What problem?
Well, there's a couple problems. Have you ever played dominoes before?
Yeah.
You know, when you play dominoes, you stack them up. You have to push the first domino over for it to hit the next one.
Yeah.
The domino doesn't fall over by itself. There has to be a first cause.
Right. I know where you're going. I know you're getting. You're saying like everything has a reason. Therefore, there must be a start point.
There's a first cause behind that explosion.
There must be the first cause of everything, right?
Exactly.
Right. So who created God? Who created the first cause?
That's a good question. I'll address that, but first I'm dealing with the Big Bang. I'll go to God next.
Right.
That's one problem with the Big Bang. The other problem is something from nothing. Where does that first dot or whatever that explodes, where does it come from? It doesn't just appear out of nowhere.
I don't know. You tell me.
Here's the third problem. When something explodes, it only creates chaos, not order. It only creates have you ever seen an explosion or done fireworks or something?
Yeah.
It only creates more rubble and chaos. It never creates order. It's a big problem. Here's the biggest problem though. You cannot get life from non-life. Life always comes from life. So energy, like a lightning bolt or a fire, it has no consciousness. It has no life. It's just pure energy. It's a vastly different thing from a single-cell organism. Life never has been observed to come from non-life. That's a huge problem.
Yes. Yes.
So those are the problems of the Big Bang. So here's the
I question myself. Yes.
Here's the God thing, okay? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says in the beginning, that's time. God, that's the creator. Created, that's the first cause. The heavens, that's space. Earth, that's matter. So something outside of time, space, and matter created time, space, and matter. We are inside of time, space, and matter. That's all that we observe. That's all that we can observe, unless God shows us otherwise. That's what the supernatural is. So you have to be outside of time, space, and matter to create time, space, and matter. That's what the Bible says.
Right, but what's the first cause? The first cause, what is it?
Of course, God spoke and the world came into existence.
Right, but what created God?
God has always existed. He is outside of time, space, and matter.
Right, I know, but you're because you emphasize how everything has a start and everything has a first cause.
Yes.
But you never said what's the first cause.
Listen very carefully. Time, space, and matter. God is outside of time, space, and matter. Can you comprehend that?
Right. I can comprehend that. Yes.
I can't. Because I live inside of time, space, and matter. I don't know anything about what it's like to be outside of that.
Right. So you don't know.
Think about time. Time has a beginning. It has an origin.
Yes.
It was created. Before time existed, there was no time as we know it.
Right.
So we're trying to apply a created thing to the creator. It doesn't make any sense.
So
we are inside that box of time, space, and matter, and we're trying to apply that box to something outside of the box. It's not possible, at least with our tools. That is the limit of science. I'm saying there is that which is beyond that, the supernatural. That's why God is a spirit. He's not bound to time, space, or matter.
Yeah, but humans created the concept of God, not the other way around.
Says who?
Says me.
Let me put it to you this way. You live in a nice building. Is that your house?
Yeah, my apartment, yes.
Very nice. Who built it?
People built it.
Yeah, they got the plans, they got the tools, they got the expertise, the experience, they put it together. Did the house build itself?
No, house didn't build itself.
What if I got all the materials together and put it in a box and shook it up for 1,000,000 years? Would it come out to be a house?
No.
The house is pretty complex. I mean, it is. But you know what? If you look at your fingers, you have a fingerprint. Only you have that fingerprint in the entire galaxy. No one else has that of all time. Only you have your voice. Only you have your DNA. You can hear, you can see, you can taste, you can think, you have a mind. All of that together works together in unity.
Right.
You are vastly more complex than a house.
Yes.
You were most certainly designed by something greater than you. That is God. He made you in His image. You have reasoning capacity. You have a soul. You're real. You exist.
I still think the humans created God.
How?
Because we needed something. Humans needed something to. Because we're the only species in the world that fear death, and then need a sense of purpose of existence.
Why?
Then God was why do we fear? I think it's like a survival instinct.
Yes, this is
So
this is the psychological view of mankind, but it does not account for the possibility of supernatural. It only accounts for the material, physical, natural world.
Right.
Do you think it's possible that God exists?
It's possible? Sure.
Let me put it to you this way. All the knowledge of all humans of all time, compared to the total knowledge of the universe, how much knowledge do you think that we have?
Very, very, very little.
Like 1% or 0.5% of all knowledge that exists? Is it
very,
possible that outside of that 1% is the realm of God?
Not sure actually.
So it's not possible, or it can't be known?
The thing is, like, we're not sure that we won't be able to discover everything in the future, because we have developed over the time, right?
That's what our worldview tells us. That's what our worldview tells us, because we're very arrogant, we're very proud. We think that we are smarter than any humans before in the past.
Right.
But our worldview limits us only to the physical, the natural. I'm saying if you observe around you, there's more than just that. There are things that we cannot explain, and maybe perhaps we'll never be able to explain. There is a possibility that God exists.
I mean, of course, there may be a limit of our ability.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what percentage of our brains do we use?
Very, very, very little.
There's a potential for the rest of it to be unlocked. There's a reason for that, probably. All I'm saying to you today is, what if God is real? What if He does exist? What if your soul is eternal? It goes on. That's the gamble that you take.
The thing is that I will never know. That's the thing. I will probably never know.
It's possible you can know.
Yes, but the possibility is like a fraction of fraction.
If you're so sure about what your worldview is and that it's true, why don't you just take it to God and say, God, look, I don't believe you exist. I think you're a big fake, and I know that you don't exist. So
the thing is,
show me the
I don't
truth.
Because the thing is, like, by doing that is stupid, because I truly think God doesn't exist. So I don't. That talking to God, like the concept of talking to God, doesn't make sense to me.
If you're a real God, show me the truth. If you're not, then leave it be.
But like, I never understand like.
But
like
you acknowledge
relationship with God. Like, I never understand that.
You know, you cannot acknowledge the possibility that God exists.
I mean, of course, there's nothing impossible. Nothing is possible, but there's no, like, I haven't had any, like, evidence.
I just pointed to you some. I just pointed to you some.
You explained some, but, like, but is it because of God? And then how do you know, like, that we're going to heaven, or is it because of Jesus Christ?
Well, the Bible, it does tell you how to make peace with God.
Right, but the Bible was written by human, right?
It was written by men who were inspired by God.
Yes, I know, but how do you know that he actually talked to God, or he listened from God?
Well, there's a couple of reasons you can tell for that. One.
Because try to research. I was really curious because like I have a lot of people saying, oh, the relationship with God, or I follow God is with me, or God, I follow Jesus, I found Jesus. I never understand because the more I try to like understand,
yes,
the less I understand about it.
Well, if you go on Google, you can type in Bible archaeology.
Yeah, I Google many times and I ask ChatGPT as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the big.
But I still don't get
it. One of the big indicators is, of course, Bible prophecies.
The thing is, I understand the existence of the Bible and why it's written in it. I know the Bible itself is real, but what's written in the Bible is questionable. That's my point.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you about Bible archaeology. You can Google it. The Bible prophecies, you can Google that.
Okay.
You have friends that are Christians?
No.
Well, there's something called a testimony of people's lives that have been changed when they make peace with God. Maybe they were a drug addict or whatever their problem was, and somehow their life has changed and they can't explain it because they made peace with God. That's called Christian testimonies.
Okay, I'll look into that.